Hi, this is Bryce Lippe on the campus of Huntington University. You're listening to Rooted, an in-depth conversation with interesting people and topics that matter to the Forrester family. Make sure you subscribe to Rooted on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. You can find us by searching Forrester Radio Rooted. Today I'm joined by Erica Marshall. Erica is the director of the Academic Center for Excellence here at Huntington University. Erica, thanks for joining me today. Erica, first of all, what brought you to Huntington University?
I came to Huntington about 5 or 6 years ago to be the ABLE coordinator. I left a public school district and I started as the ABLE coordinator, and then I moved over into the role that I'm currently in now.
Which is the director for the Academic Center for the Excellence, correct?
Correct.
Talk a little bit about that. What does that role entail?
We try to do anything that we can in ACE to academically support students here on the campus. So that includes tutoring, accommodations for students with disabilities or students with temporary disabilities. We also support students who receive concussions, as well as supporting their faculty during that time as well. We might support a student who has a temporary accommodation from a surgery. We also support some students in housing if there's a need. And then we support students that are placed on academic probation by the Dean of Academics, Dr. Luke Fetters. So we support those students as well.
Awesome. So it goes far beyond the testing aspect.
It does.
Great. So as far as the ACE is concerned, what is the mission?
Our mission of ACE is that we want all students to feel welcome and comfortable coming into ACE to receive support services that they might need. Awesome.
As far as the ABLE program is concerned, you talked about being the coordinator of ABLE. For those that aren't familiar, what is the ABLE program?
The ABLE program is a college experience for students, specifically with intellectual disabilities, to come to campus, have an experience, audit classes, and we want them to have as much experience as they want to within a college setting to further their experience for a long-term career goal. So in the area of their interests, strengths, and preferences, we want them to be able to make choices and see what happens next for them after this post-secondary experience.
I know that the program was moved from the education department to the ACE, or Academic Center for the Excellence here. What was the purpose of that move? And kind of take us through that, if you would.
Well, that's a tricky one, Bryce. So we want to support students, all students, in the same way. So any student that has a disability, and disabilities range, it's like a huge umbrella. And so we want to, as an institution, support all students with disabilities in the same way. And so having ABLE under ACE allows us to work with the ABLE director and myself to support all students with varying disabilities in similar ways.
Okay. The tutoring aspect of ACE.
Yeah.
You talked a lot about that at the outset of this interview. And what is the role of the tutors? What are their responsibilities?
So the responsibility of a tutor is to support students academically in areas that they're struggling. So all of our tutors have been recommended by the faculty member of the class that they're tutoring for. And then we train them in different ways that they can support students. But also we want students to, the 2T, to becoming more and more independent.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know independence is a big thing for a lot of students. You know, as you get into college, you want them to have that independence. So I think that's fantastic. The ACE, obviously, as we've talked about, is a huge part of the Huntington University campus. How can students get involved with the ACE, or what are the things, let me rephrase that. How would students qualify for your services?
So when I talk about the huge umbrella, specifically like students with disabilities, so if a student had an IEP in high school or a service plan or a 504 plan, those are all ways that we can support students. Additionally, like if I said earlier, like if there's an injury, we can support students for like a temporary medical accommodation, things like that. So that if a student feels they need support, they can just pop in and somebody in ACE can help them or set up a meeting with me and we can get them some support. If a student feels like they've done really well in a class and they would like to be a tutor, they can just come up and ask. We always need tutors and mentors for the ABLE program. And so, like, there's lots of areas for a variety of students that could be involved in support services that ACE has.
Spiritually, this is a huge part of being a student here at HU. And how has the spiritual aspect impacted the ACE?
Oh, goodness, Bryce. You know what I just said to somebody today? I always want to have a plan and then a plan for my plan if that doesn't work out. And I just keep going through all these plans and try to put things in place. And when I was talking to somebody today, I said, I just need to relax a little bit because God will always provide for our students. Like, he always provides. And so if I can just be still and know that he is God and he is going to handle all the things that I can't handle as I'm supporting students, I think that's huge. And then we constantly, between my administrative assistant that works in ACE and myself and Michaela and Paige, who's in here part-time, we are always praying for students because we can't do everything, but God certainly can. And so I think he's a part of everything we do in ACE.
That's really important that we realize that, because I think so many times, when we go through struggles in life, I talk about this all the time, but when we go through struggles in life, I know for me, it's easy for me to just say, well, I don't want to, ask for help. I'm going to move this mountain on my own because I can. But, in the times that, we struggle, it's important to realize that God is there. The other side of this that we really haven't discussed much is, the tutors also being there to help pray for students. And I would imagine you're encouraging tutors to not only check in with kids on their academic prowess, but also just checking in with them to see how things are going. How have the student employees specifically done as far as responding to the challenges that you give them, responding to the roles that you give them on a daily basis as they come in here to work every day?
Yeah, our students always, we are fortunate. We have really good students here at Huntington. And so they always step up and are willing to try for any challenge that we might present to them. But if it's an area that they're not really comfortable, they can always come to any of us that work in ACE and just say, I'm not really comfortable with that. And we can get the student to services otherwise on campus that might be a better fit for that.
Are these paid positions? Are they voluntary?
There's a variety. Like all of our students on campus, our tutors are, that is a paid position, but we do have some volunteer positions on campus as well. And so it just depends upon the position and what it looks like and the responsibilities of that position and the need. So it depends. Some are volunteer and some are paid.
What is the best part about this position?
The director position?
Just working here in general.
Okay. There is so much that I really enjoy about working here at Huntington. But I say every parent session during new student orientation, the best part of my job is without a doubt the students. I love the students here on this campus a lot. Like, I really care about students and their success. And so I would say there's zero doubt in my mind that that is the best part of my job.
How can we as a university, how can we as a community of believers pray for you, pray for the mission of the ACE, anything along those lines? Is there anything that you would like to add in that context?
We would appreciate prayers from anybody that wanted to, just for our ability to find creative solutions to support students when they're in need, but that we always have a heart that welcomes students. You know, you can get overwhelmed in the day-to-day things or your to-do list, and sometimes it's hard to not feel interrupted when you need to get a task done. And so, but we always want students to feel welcomed. And so I think just continuing to pray for that we can always welcome students, we can find creative solutions to help them. And then I think, because students are my favorite part of this job, that we're, as a community, continuing to pray for our students as they do college. Because it's not always easy, is it, Bryce?
No, it is not. Nope.
It's challenging, and that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to challenge and grow students, but with that, they need prayers.
They absolutely do. One final question here for you. Is there anything else that you would like to add, whether it be regarding the ACE, whether it be about the ABLE program, maybe how students can get involved with working for the ACE, anything like that?
Yeah, I would say, I think I would just add, if you have any needs at all, whether ACE can support students or not, we just want you to come up and talk to us, and then we can go from there. We can figure out an answer or a solution. Everything, we can figure something out for anything. So I think if students just have it on their heart that they need something, we want them to know this is a place that they can come, and we'll try to figure out an answer.
Well, before we end this here, I just want to thank you, Erica, not only for taking time to do this today, but thank you for the impact you've had, particularly on my life. You know, I remember, that initial call of actually wanting me to join the ABLE program. For those that don't know, I am a member of the ABLE program myself, and it's been a great experience for me. I've enjoyed it, but thank you so much, Erica, for everything.
Oh, thank you, Bryce. We are happy you're here.
Thank you, Erica, for joining me on this episode of Rooted. And thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe to Rooted on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. You can listen to us over the air in Huntington on Forester Radio 105.5 WQHU or online at foresterradio.com. Stay rooted.